Hi, my name is Calisha Powell, and in this video we will be discussing the achievement gap and ways to close it. First, I'll define the achievement gap, which will be followed by several interviews from colleagues and peers discussing the achievement gap and ways to close it. First, I'll define the achievement gap. The achievement gap occurs when one group of students outperforms another group of students, such as white students scoring better on standardized testing compared to black students, or why higher income families tend to get better schooling than those of lower income families.
Hi, my name is Chandler Wright. I'll be discussing test scores statistics with black and white students. Although the test scores from black and white students have been going up overall in the past 10 years, white students still are seen to have a higher performance rate to their black counterparts. Statistically, white students perform 26 times higher than their black counterparts on a standardized test. Monday, November 9th, 2015. We're speaking with Miss Lisa Lepard about her opinion on the achievement gap and her suggestions or thoughts on ways to close the gap.
The first thing I would argue in closing the achievement gap is to, first of all, deal with racial residential segregation, meaning that until you integrate communities and focus money in those areas, then you're going to continue to have schools that are a disadvantage to some and a privilege to others. Also, the way that we fund schools is inherently unequal. The way that local property taxes fund schools is unfair to students who live in inner city areas, rural students who live in poverty areas. All schools should be allotted the same amount of money. And although money will not fix everything, it can definitely alleviate some of the problems. Another thing I would argue is that until we fix a lot of institutional problems, such as poverty and racism, then kids in certain areas are not going to do better. Kids who go to school hungry every day, who go home with no one to help them do their homework because their parents are working multiple jobs. These kids are far behind their white counterparts who are middle to upper middle class. So there are lots of ways to close the achievement gap, and unfortunately we never look at the structural issues involved, such as the economy, poverty, racism. We need to address those things first.